guys, it's Ocean. This is gonna be the weekly reading that you all been waiting for. I didn't come up with the topic for the first part. I'm gonna do the 3 segments like I did last week because I enjoyed doing it. So what was the first one was a general message if you just want to get some advice for the week. The second one was a possible question that you could contemplate, work around, work with, something to think about, and see what comes up for you that week regarding that topic. And the third is relationship themes. So we have everything. So yeah, I'm gonna start with the first one, and I'm using the World of Warcraft tarot. And like I said, I don't have a set theme in mind this week. So I'm just gonna see what comes up. Okay, so let's start with the cards that I got for the general one. We have the Queen of Wands. She's a I don't even know what I think about her body language. It's very confident for sure, but it's more of a teasing kind of stance that she has here. We also have the 7 of Wands. I'm showing you the artwork, so if you can, if you get something out of it, from it, and the 5 of Pentacles, you can, get it. Interesting. So what do we have as an advice for the week? So we have the Queen of Wands, so definitely be more confident. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there, but because we have the 7 of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles next to it, I would say don't do it in every situation that comes up. Be mindful of where you're showing your true self. I'm not saying don't be sneaky and lie about things. It's just know your element. Know when you're free to express what you want and who you are and why you are the way you are. Because with the 7 of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles, there could be times when you feel like you need to defend yourself if you're stepping too much out of the light. And, for some people, it's an opportunity to grow. So not saying don't do it necessarily, not for everybody. For some people, the message is be mindful and don't reveal about yourself too much, because you can get attacked for it and you might feel as a result isolated and from the outside looking in kind of feeling with the 5 of Pentacles. But for others, it's just a reminder that if you are who you are and you act authentically, there always will be people who won't like what you are and who you are, what you represent. That's just how life is. For some reason, humans work very interesting ways. And you might, feel a little lost, and you might feel like your light has been diminished a little because of those attacks. But just remind yourself that you got this. You are who you are. You're not presenting anything falsely, so it's not you who needs to change, it's them. All you have to do is just be mindful of who you are and protect yourself accordingly. But again, with the teasing aspect of the cards, it kind of looks like she's teasing the those other creatures to come, even though in the original card they are defending themselves. It kind of looks like she's like, nah, I have this green magical wand and I know you want it, come get it. So, also something to be mindful of, not to bite bigger than you can chew, because you might end up losing something if you are provoking others because you're so sure that you're in the right, because others might be, just A, you might be wrong, and B, others might be too much to take on at once. But the 5 of Pentacles is also a very interesting one, because if you look at it, it's four dragons devouring the pentacles and only leaving one. And it also reminds me or makes me think about whatever you do this week that might, like take away from your confidence or take away from your pride. If you choose to stand up in a way that you feel like you have to, you might end up less with how you started the week, but that one pentacle is gonna be enough, because it can serve later on as an ace of pentacles for starting something that evolves into a long-term benefit, a long-term potential that adds positively to your life. So yeah, don't, even if like you feel like you lost out during the week because something happens, don't be afraid to risk it. I know it's very conflicting. Like I said, two very separate messages. For some people, don't do this. For others, if you do it, just be mindful of these things. So hopefully that is something that you can work with. But in general, we should be more confident. And let's get some advice as well. Okay. Not very surprisingly, we have warning and I'm gonna do it this way. Warning and resilience. Yeah, warning is all about a situation when you know that you shouldn't go into, you shouldn't enter into the situation because there are clear signs that you shouldn't, yet you still do. Because you're overly confident, you're self-assured. And that confidence might come from resilience. And if not, then because you go through all this that's gonna happen this week, you will be more resilient and you will be able to hunt more zombies. You will be able to go out and hunt things, not hunting, some back in Zombieland, handle things better next time. And we have the Lost Alliances at the bottom of the deck, which is not necessarily the kind of loss when you fight and you end up parting on bad terms. It's more about the situations and relationships when you form an alliance. It's not a friendship, it's not a real actual relationship, but it's an alliance. So that comes to up or forms because you have a common goal. So maybe after you go through whatever you have to go through this week, you will feel like there are certain people you are no longer connecting because you passed that stage you had to go through with their help. So that could be something else. I don't know, it's a very specific, very interesting message. So do let me know if it resonates. It's always interesting to see if anything like this resonates. Also, I know I should have said that at the beginning of the video, but I'm gonna post a reading in Hungarian as well. So if you're watching it and you're Hungarian, there's gonna be a separate one with different messages for the week as well, because why not? Let's be brave, right? Okay, and now on to the next segment, which is gonna be the questions. Okay, and the next one is gonna be the questions oracle, where we can see what main topic or main question we can work with for this week. And I think I forgot to mention it last week, but even if you don't have the deck, the guidebook for the guidebook is really available on my website. Check the description for it. So if you want to get some journal prompts for the cards we get, or just want to check it out, you can just find it on my website. Okay, so the card we get for this week is Friends. And as you can see from the image, friends are not necessarily something that everybody has. So one of the things that could come up with this topic, but I'm gonna pull some tarot to clarify, is Do you have friends? Like, do you really have friends who you trust? That you can turn to with whatever you have on your mind? Or do you more so have people that you have surface level connections with? And if you have friends, when was the last time you felt, and you have, you know, like actual proper friends, when was the last time you felt like an outsider, and why? Okay, interesting. Interesting. It's definitely not the let's think about everything is fine this week for some reason. And again, it connects to the previous reading, which I appreciate. Okay, that's enough. Okay, maybe one shuffle, one more section, because I wanted 3 cards, but the second card is actually 3. And those were 3 as well, so good things come in 3 for this week. Okay. No, the second is just 2, because one of them was the title card, which I forgot to remove when I started shuffling. Okay, we have the 5 of onions, which is in this deck is the 5 of cups, and this is the oh my, I'm blanking on the name. It's Rumor Haven's Spike themed deck. Fool's Tarot? I think that's the name. Sorry, I'm really sorry. I'm totally blanking on the name right now. But it's a great deck. It's Buffy and it's Spike. So if you like it, you know, Buffy and Spike, check it out. It's available through Make Playing Cards. So like I said, main first message was the 5 of Cups. And look at that. I mean, with that tiny little girl dragging that lion plush, you might, yeah, mourning some loss of friends. It doesn't have to be like actual loss, but maybe you're thinking about childhood friends you're no longer friends with. And we also have the 7 of fags. Fags are cigarettes in UK, and the Hierophant. The 7 of is the 7 of Wands, which was the previous one, right? Yeah, I think in the previous one there was 7 of Wands. So again, protecting yourself, standing up for something, drawing lines, like boundaries. And the Hierophant is learning lessons. So maybe these friends that you're no longer friends with could be, the reason why you're no longer friends with them could be because you had to protect yourself in some way, draw some boundaries, and they were not respecting that. But we also have the 4 of Wands, the Empress, but in the reverse. I don't really do reversals, but it came out reversed, so I kind of wanted to keep it like that. And the Fool. So there's some celebration also. So I'm not saying celebrate that you don't have those friends anymore, because that just sounds bad. But maybe concentrate on who you have, or if you feel like you don't have those close friends but you wish you have, maybe try to find occasions, like celebratory occasions, maybe family gatherings, work gatherings where there are a lot of people where you can actually make new friends. Because with the Empress in reverse, I don't feel like it's talking about you're not in your element, you're not in your power. I feel more so as, because the Empress is very much on her own, like standing on her own and able to stand her own. I kind of feel like it's the cards are asking you to give up that control, act a bit more like a fool. Maybe, you know, enter into conversation with people where you might end up looking like a fool because you're like, oh, well, I'm here and because I want to make friends. And some people might be like, ugh, what are you doing? You're like 40 years old. Why are you here like that? Those are idiots. You don't need to concern yourself with those people. But others might be like, oh, you're my kind of freak. You're my kind of weirdo. And you can find those actual lasting friendships. So yeah, I'm definitely feeling that this is more so about those people who had friends, like really, really close friendships, but lost it for obvious reasons. Or maybe not that obvious for them. Maybe you need to think about why you lost them, and that's the first step to, learn the lesson why those friends are not in your life anymore. I have friends like that, because friends can be very, like friendships can be very seasonal, so to speak, and they are not less, how to say that, they require as much work as any relationship. Friendships are not just something that you become friends and then everything is fine. If you are really closely connected to someone, doesn't matter what type of relationship, you have to work on it. You have to reach out, you have to ask how they are, you have to make an effort. And a lot of people are like letting friendships go because they just don't think they have to do that. And I think this is a reminder that if you don't want to experience the loss or feeling loss of friends and friendships, you have to go out and like make an effort. But also, if you want new relationships, new friendships, look out for those occasions. Like, I don't know how and where you live, but maybe your town has town whole days, or celebrates certain things that you like. Maybe not your favorite thing, but maybe there's a pottery exhibition, I don't know, I just said something, coming up, and you were kind of thinking about going, but you're like, oh, I'm alone, I don't want to go, like, what am I gonna do there? You can make friends. Everybody can make friends. Even if you're older, you can make friends. And if you're younger, still you can make friends. It's awkward, it's still gonna be awkward at first. But you gotta be open to make a fool out of yourself, to have that chance. So yeah, this is the main thing, friendships and friends and what they mean to us and how we can gain more and how to keep them is a question, a topic we can think about this week, which is very interesting. So do let me know if this shows up in your life in some way, because I love hearing that. But yeah, thank you so much, and let's go and check relationships. Okay, so for the relationship part of this reading, I have two decks. One is without people, the other one is very heavily people focused. So yeah, let's see how they play together. Let's see what the main theme for this week is gonna be. Is love is in the air, or is too much card is in the air? Okay, let's go with this one. Oh, very interesting. Again, annoying things the readers do. We have honesty, and I have two cards in the deck for honesty, and one of them is in the church. And yeah, I have something else because a lot of people are religious, but with the Pope's death last week, it's kind of interesting that this one came up, because my intention with this card was to find a place where people can be honest with themselves. And I'm not going to focus on the bad aspect of religion right now. It is there. I'm not ignoring it. Just in this context, just think about a place where you can just sit. Can be your own bed, can be your bathroom, can be your garden, or a spot on a hill, whatever. What is that place? Or it's within yourself, if you like do meditations like that. What is that place where you can just sit down and just be honest with yourself, admit what you want, who you want, and why you want them, without the fear of being judged? Because if you can reach that state of honesty with yourself, and you don't have to do that necessarily with everybody else, because we have the right to privacy in every relationship. Not everything we think or feel needs to be shared with other people. Yes, of course, it's good if you share yourself freely and you have someone that you can share yourself freely with. But still, maybe it's because the type of person I am. Everybody has doubts and silly thoughts that they don't want to admit to other people because they think it's silly, or it's horrible, or it's just wrong, or it's something that what they project outwards is not connecting with it. But to yourself, you have to be honest with things, because if you're not honest about what you want in a relationship, who you want to be, that relationship is already not working fully. Because I'm not saying it's built on a lie and be dramatic about it, but it's, I don't know, you know what I mean. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, Empress again, interesting, the Empress. So, Four of Cups, we had the Four of Wands in the previous one, and the Three of Wands. In this deck, it's a very different interpretation for the Three of Wands and the Empress, which I love. Look at her, she's so pretty. But she's kind of interesting the way the cards are. We'll try to show it. Look at the way they are all looking away from the couple in the middle. It kind of gives me that they are not honest about what they want, aspect that I was talking about. Because the Four of Cups is, it's, yes, it's a stable energy, but it's kind of like a little bit of, I have these things and I have this relationship, whatever, whichever we're talking about. Doesn't have to be romantic with the couple in the middle. It could be, but it honestly doesn't have to be. But I have these relationships, doesn't even have to be one, and I'm happy with them, but it's kind of feel like something is lacking. But what's lacking is appreciating what you really have, like, honestly, and to being honest about what you really want, because I kind of feel like there's a block, there's a wall between what you actually really want and what you're presenting. And until that wall is there, until the two things are not the same, you're gonna be kind of like this Empress who is not very, I don't know, in her element or in her power. The expression on her face is more so like, yeah, I have this bounty around me. It kind of resonates with the Four of Cups a little. And maybe it's because just, for this reading and that I'm seeing this, but it kind of feels like she's deep in thoughts as well. The Three of Wands, it's usually embarking on a journey, starting something that you really want, that you thought about it, and you're going after it. And with the Empress energy, you can create that. Those are the cards, like the basic meanings. But what I see in the cards is, again, there are two people, they are facing away from what they really actually want. I wish we could just, it would be a completely different thing if they came out in a different order. So maybe if you get that honesty out, those walls will break down. You can change things, and then you can actually start moving forward because you will know what to go after. Because the Three of Wands is always made me feel like there's the goal that the original figure is holding in the hand is a globe. That's the goal. And once the goal is there, once it's clear, once it's out in the open, because you were honest about it, even if it's just inside of you, you can just go after it. You can go after it. So yeah, let's be honest. This is what we need to do. Be honest. Like I said, first step, be honest with yourself. Why do I want to pull some I'm gonna pull an advice for this. Like how to do it or what to do with it. Oops, let's see. Oh, okay, toxicity. So definitely get rid of things that are no longer serving you. Like there are maybe toxic relationships as well, but anything that doesn't make you feel authentic in the relationship needs to go. I don't know what that is. It can be very like specific for specific people, but how you can reach that honesty is actually, sit down with yourself, think things through. What is it that you can change? Is it inside of you or it's the circumstances? And then start working on them, start cleaning these things out. And then things will change, like I said. And if I'm not saying this is the best solution with the cards, but if you look at it, it's completely different if they are actually looking at the thing they want. And there's a good progression already, with the Four of Cups, the Three of Wands, and the Empress. It's definitely an uprising progression. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I think it's enough. Hopefully this helps. Again, a very specific and a very vague message this week. So do let me know if it resonates. And like I said, I'm gonna post a Hungarian one as well on my second channel. So if you're interested in, because you're Hungarian, then see you there. Bye.